Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and the beautiful spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Taylor and Edge depend on their instincts. What's going on? Taylor and Edge are deciding to depend on their instincts. That serious profound meeting united them, no question. Be that as it may, what do their hearts say now? A portion of those questions will be responded to on the Tuesday, The Strong and the Delightful. What the heart needs. Taylor credited Edge for assisting her heart with recuperating once more. Brooke let Taylor know that she was worried about her. She was worried to such an extent that she set out to find out about broken heart condition. Brooke is feeling better to discover that Taylor is feeling improved. In any case, she actually can't shake that picture of Taylor's legs folded over her man. While it sounds indecent, it wasn't. Taylor was encouraged to attempt this close yoga move during the recuperating meeting. Brooke needed to understand what Taylor's heart was talking about at this point. In Tuesday's episode, Taylor conceded that her heart was driving her back to Edge. In the meantime, Edge addressed Steffi about Taylor's return. She likewise needed to realize what was on his heart. He shared that his heart is saying that he's delighted to have Taylor back. Obviously, he wouldn't agree any longer. He's as of now back to his wavering ways, which uncovered more than his words do. More, figure out what occurs next on BNB. What's straight away? Edge is additionally glad that Taylor is feeling better nowadays. He confessed to Steffi that he would have done anything for her. His girl credited him for fixing her heart back together. Obviously, Taylor got into a warmed contention with Brooke. She is perpetually appreciative to him for permitting her to recuperate once more. She assumed she planned to bite the dust. She credited him for saving her life. Taylor dropped a sensation during Tuesday's episode. She asserted that she actually has Edge in her life. Their association traverses past, present, and future. Start of the end. Interestingly, Taylor was straightforward with Brooke and with herself. She additionally uncovered that she can in any case cherish Edge, while as yet adoring herself. However, can Edge do likewise? Might he at any point at last be open about his affections for Taylor? BNB fans could be seeing the start of the end for Scaffold. They're as of now hit violent waters. Brooke feels double-crossed by Edge for accompanying expectation out of Forrester manifestations. Presently, he's obliged to Taylor's life. What will emerge from this? Taylor is thankful to Edge for aiding her, such that he'll constantly be in her obligation. That is a bond you can't break, regardless of whether you are Brooke. What befell Taylor on The Strong and the Delightful? Taylor Hayes has gone back and forth from the intense and the wonderful a ton, so it's reasonable in the event that watchers could require a little update on the person's legendary history on the cleanser. The lovely specialist was acquainted with BNB back in June 1990, when tracker Tylo joined the cast. She assumed the part until 2002, when the person was killed off. After a concise return as a phantom, Taylor repeated the job forever in 2004, showing up in 2014. In any case, she made another unexpected return in April 2018 and kept working up show for about a year prior to leaving the material once more. In October 2021, it was declared that the job was being reworked with Krista Allen, who stayed with the cleanser until November 2023. Then, at that point, in August 2024, BNB astonished watchers with Taylor's surprising return, this time played by Rebecca Budig. An eminent specialist, Taylor guided Edge Forrester and Caroline as they managed her leukemia determination. After Caroline's passing, Edge was attracted to Taylor, who was seeing Tempest Logan. The psychologist turned down Tempest's proposition and started dating Edge, at last wedding him in 1992, notwithstanding Brooke's best endeavors to separate them. After a year, while caught in a lodge during a torrential slide, Taylor laid down with James Warwick so he wouldn't bite the dust a virgin. Taylor was then assumed dead in a plane accident and Edge proceeded to remarry Brooke. In an unusual contort, Taylor endured the accident, however experienced amnesia. She was protected by Sovereign Omar Rashid and made his significant other in Morocco. Taylor figured out how to get away and gotten back to California, where she acted like an English medical caretaker, really focusing on a briefly dazed Edge before at last uncovering herself. However, Edge and Taylor's marriage before long went to pieces, and he got back to Brooke. So when she found she was pregnant, Taylor let Thorne Forrester guarantee paternity, all things considered. However, after Thomas's introduction to the world, Edge took in reality, and they remarried. The next year, Taylor brought forth their twins, Steffi and Phoebe. Unfortunately, in 2002, Taylor attempted to save Eric from Sheila Carter, just to be shot by the psycho. She endured crisis medical procedure at the end of the day, passed on in Edge's arms. Notwithstanding appearing to her friends and family as a phantom, Taylor appeared in the tissue at Bridget and Scratch's wedding and uncovered that she had been snatched by ruler Omar once more and kept alive in a trance-like state until she had completely recuperated. Edge ended up conflicted between the ladies and his day-to-day existence, yet Stephanie Forrester faked a respiratory failure and implored him to pick Taylor over Brooke. Nonetheless, after Taylor kissed Hector and admitted to her quite a while in the past treachery with James, Edge unloaded her. Taylor started drinking intensely and keeping in mind that heading to get Phoebe on the Pacific Coast Thruway, coincidentally struck and killed Thorne's better half, Darla. After a doomed relationship with Thorne, Taylor experienced passionate feelings for Scratch Marone, and they imagined a kid, Jack, through in vitro treatment. Tragically, Taylor was squashed to discover that a misunderstanding at the lab made Brooke's eggs be utilized, implying that the kid was naturally her opponent's. After an issue with Rick, Taylor separated from Scratch and afterward wound up wedding Whip Jones. She additionally purchased 25% of Forrester Manifestations and gave those offers up to her little girl, Steffi. Whip unloaded Taylor when he understood she was still infatuated with Edge, and the psychologist fluttered between Edge, Thorne, and momentarily, Eric Forrester. At Brooke's birthday, Taylor uncovered that her adversary had gone behind Edge's back with Bill Spencer, and afterward unexpectedly left town. In 2014, it was uncovered that Taylor had rejoined with Thorne and was living with him in Paris. After a short revisitation of Los Angeles, the couple got back to France, where they eventually separated. The next time that Taylor got back to Los Angeles, she uncovered that she had really returned for a little while a short time prior, on the night that Bill was shot. Troubled over how Bill had obliterated her girl's life, Taylor got payback by returning a slug in his. In spite of the fact that Steffi persuaded Bill not to squeeze charges against Taylor, the psychologist was as yet wrecked with dread that her wrongdoing would be uncovered. Despite the fact that she was evidently in treatment, Taylor kept on acting inwardly, supporting Steffi's reception of a subsequent girl and pushing her to take Liam away from Trust. She even aided pay for the reception of Phoebe, not understanding that the newborn child was truly Trust and Liam's girl. At the point when she invited Thomas home from New York following Caroline's passing, Taylor additionally started pushing him and Trust together, which just reignited her continuous competition with Brooke. Taylor shocked her family when she returned home to remain in December 2022, and offered Edge a shoulder to rest on as he focused on Brooke tolerating Elder back in their lives. What's more, when Brooke tumbled off the cart and kissed Elder on New Year's Eve, Taylor offered Edge a spot to remain while he got his head together. Despite the fact that Steffi and Thomas were invigorated that their folks could reunite, Taylor pumped the brakes with Edge after an enthusiastic kiss. Taylor was stunned when Steffi and Finn were shot, and keeping in mind that her girl scarcely made do, her better half had passed on. When a sad Sheila attempted to hurl herself off the clinic rooftop, Taylor attempted to talk her down and almost tumbled off herself until Sheila pulled her back up. Notwithstanding, after it was subsequently uncovered Sheila was behind the shooting, Taylor joined Steffi and Edge in positioning her to be captured. She likewise wound up interfacing with Minister Sharp as they vented together about Brooke and Edge. Taylor and Edge went to France to see Steffi and were staggered to discover that Finn was truly alive. In their fervor, the pair shared an energetic kiss. In spite of the fact that they attempted to put it behind, not set in stone to rejoin her folks and enrolled Thomas to help. As the circle of drama fired up once more, Taylor ended up conflicting with Brooke more, so she chose to eliminate herself from the circumstance and leave town. welcomed her to come to Aspen to look at a property that Bill was selling, and she concurred. Edge followed Taylor to Aspen, where he proclaimed that he needed to use whatever might remain of his existence with her. At first hesitant, she at long last buckled, and they arranged another wedding. Yet, upon the arrival of the function, Taylor discovered that Thomas had outlined Brooke for calling CPS on him so Edge would dump her. She stayed silent and was proceeding with the association, so Steffi uncovered reality, and Edge went running back to Brooke. Notwithstanding, when she turned him down, Edge passed on town to get his head together, and Taylor and Brooke concluded they'd be in an ideal situation as companions. Taylor was shocked to discover that Bill had fallen head over heels for Sheila and extorted Steffi and Finn into not squeezing charges against her, taking steps to hand Taylor over for shooting him. She proposed to hand herself over, yet Steffi worked her out of it. Brooke upheld Taylor through this emergency, and the ladies extended their companionship. What's more, the two of them were dazed when Edge appeared and uncovered that he'd never truly left town yet had been working with Bill on a sting activity to fool Sheila into admitting her wrongdoing so she'd spoil in jail until the end of time. At the point when RJ got back, Taylor stressed that it would bring Brooke and Edge back together once more. So she attempted to entice Minister to revive things with Brooke. Taylor and Brooke then, at that point, conflicted over trust and Thomas's relationship. Also, when Minister made his play for Brooke and she thumped him back, he conceded Taylor had put him up to it. Furthermore, after Brooke found Taylor knocking her to Edge, that impossible fellowship was down and out. Likewise, Edge rejoined with Brooke, amazing Taylor. She offered her children a few life exhortation and cautioned Elder not to believe Sheila as she'd committed that error herself before. After November 2023, Taylor wasn't seen or heard from once more until August 2024, when she quit keeping an eye on Edge and Brooke in Monte Carlo sufficiently long to call Steffi and tell her she was returning. When back, she got up to speed on late occasions and was astonished that trust had kissed spouse. Also, after was protected from being stole, Taylor returned to work advance notice desire to stay away and encouraging Brooke not to allow her girl to continue in her two timing strides. Taylor demanded she had returned home to accompany her family and confessed to Edge he would constantly be her first love. And afterward it turned out to be clear what was truly happening when she informed Dr. Lee Finnegan that a specialist in Europe told her she had cardiovascular breakdown and was biting the dust. Taylor swore her to mystery, yet when Edge thought that she is dropped, he demanded she confess all. Edge took Taylor to see Dr. Effortlessness Buckingham briefly assessment and subsequent to doing a few tests, the cardiologist determined her to have broken heart disorder. At last tolerating her new finding, Taylor even permitted Edge to acquaint her with a profound healer who assisted her with reaching out to her feelings. It additionally made a cozy second among Taylor and Edge, which made Brooke desirous. Their association appears to endure for the long haul, and Taylor proclaims to Brooke that she will continuously have Edge in her life. However, while Taylor finds this relationship satisfying, Brooke sees it as a critical danger. The strong association among Taylor and Edge difficulties the groundwork of extension, as Brooke and Edge's relationship is known, checking what could be the start of their unwinding. Taylor's life has been set apart by misfortune, strength, and recovery. Acquainted with the strong and the wonderful in 1990, Taylor has a celebrated history loaded up with emotional turns. She at first entered Edge's life as a specialist helping him and his then-spouse, Caroline, adapt to her disease. After Caroline's demise, Taylor and Edge started a relationship, prompting marriage in spite of Brooke's endeavors to disturb them. Their association confronted various preliminaries, remembering Taylor's supposed demise for a plane accident and her ensuing return in the wake of being saved and held by ruler Omar. This period of Taylor's life featured her solidarity and strength, as she conquered amnesia and battled to recover her existence with Edge. Their fights have frequently become intermediaries for their firmly established uncertainties and wants. Brooke's concern over Taylor's goals is unmistakable. She sees Taylor as a huge danger, particularly since Taylor's return flags a recharged contention that Brooke would prefer to stay away from. This opposition between them frequently heightens, uncovering further uncertainties on the two sides and reigniting their battle for Edge's friendship. Following Brooke's apparent treachery of Edge with Elder, Taylor got back to Los Angeles in 2022, offering Edge a place of refuge to handle his sentiments. This return denoted another part in Taylor's excursion, one where she looked for not exclusively to recover her affection for Edge, yet in addition her self-esteem. With her kids pulling for a family gathering, Taylor permitted herself to expect a future with Edge, even as Brooke stayed awaiting presents. Their relationship extended again when they made a trip to France, where they shared an energetic kiss. Notwithstanding, their gathering was tried by Steffi and Thomas's intruding, at last prompting an arranged wedding that won't ever occur. At the point when Steffi uncovered that Thomas had set up Brooke, Edge's outrage drove him to leave, leaving the two ladies in a condition of close-to-home weariness. Shockingly, this difficulty carried Taylor and Brooke to a comprehension. They perceived the cost their competition had taken on their lives and shaped a far-fetched fellowship, joined in their shared weariness over Edge's hesitation. The future for Taylor and Edge stays dubious. Their common history proposes they could continuously be moved back to one another. However, Edge's steady uncertainty keeps him in a pattern of unsettled feelings. For Taylor, this excursion might stamp her definitive way to self-acknowledgement, as she understands she can cherish Edge without losing herself simultaneously. Notwithstanding, for Edge, picking either Taylor and Brooke might address a decision among solace and enthusiasm, history and future. The bond that Edge and Taylor share is certain, yet Brooke's adoration and industriousness keep her nearby, leaving fans contemplating whether Edge will at any point genuinely focus on one or on the other hand assuming his heart will stay partitioned. As the strong and the delightful proceeds, watchers will watch to check whether Taylor and Edge's choice to rely on their instincts brings them closer or eventually destroys them. Their mind-boggling history has made way for a profound, serious storyline that investigates the profundities of adoration, recuperating, and self-revelation in the tangled existences of these famous characters.